The early days of 2026 have solidified a profound transformation in the strategic landscape of Northern Europe. As the Swedish defense budget ascends to a historic high, reaching 2.8% of the national gross domestic product, the world is witnessing the emergence of a nation that has moved beyond its traditional neutrality into a role as a technological and tactical cornerstone of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. Central to this resurgence is a philosophy that has defined Swedish military engineering for decades: the democratization of high-precision lethality. This concept is most vividly embodied in the pairing of the next-generation light anti-tank weapon and the Carl Gustaf M4 recoilless rifle. These systems represent more than mere hardware. They are the physical manifestation of a giant killer doctrine that allows individual infantry units to challenge the most sophisticated armored threats on the modern battlefield. The current geopolitical climate has validated Sweden's long-term investment in domestic defense industries. In late 2025, the Swedish Defense Materiel Administration underscored this commitment by placing a significant order for additional anti-tank systems valued at approximately 900 million Swedish krona. This procurement is part of a broader national strategy to replenish stockpiles and modernize the frontline capabilities of the Swedish Armed Forces. For the Swedish public, such investments are viewed through the lens of totalförsvaret, or total defense, a societal commitment where national security is a shared responsibility between the military and the civilian population. The pride associated with svensk gjord, or made in Sweden technology, is not rooted in militarism, but in the pragmatic realization that a small nation of 10 million people must outthink and out-engineer potential adversaries to maintain its sovereignty. The next-generation light anti-tank weapon, commonly known as the NLAW, serves as a primary example of this engineering ingenuity. Developed by Saab in cooperation with international partners, the NLAW was designed to address a specific tactical problem: how to destroy a modern main battle tank with a single, man-portable device that requires minimal training. The solution was the overfly top attack mechanism. Unlike traditional rockets that strike the thickest part of a tank's armor, the NLAW flies approximately 1 meter above the target and detonates a downward-facing shaped charge. This strikes the turret's roof, which is historically the most vulnerable point of any armored vehicle. Field data from various global conflicts between 2022 and 2025 have demonstrated the devastating efficacy of this approach. Reports indicate that the system's predicted line-of-sight technology allows a soldier to track a moving target for just a few seconds before firing. Once the missile is launched, its internal computer handles all necessary calculations for lead and trajectory, making it a true fire-and-forget weapon. This capability significantly increases the survivability of the operator, who can relocate immediately after pulling the trigger. The recent contract, worth 900 million Swedish krona, ensures that the Swedish Army remains equipped with a weapon that has fundamentally changed the calculus of armored warfare, proving that even the most expensive tanks can be neutralized by a single, determined infantryman. Complementing the specialized role of the NLAW is the multi-role versatility of the Carl Gustaf M4. While the original design dates back to 1948, the M4 variant represents a leap into the digital age of 2026. The evolution of this recoilless rifle is a source of immense national pride, showcasing how Swedish industry can refine a classic design into a world-leading modern tool. By utilizing advanced materials such as titanium and carbon fiber, engineers reduced the weight of the system to less than 7 kilograms. This allows for unprecedented mobility in the rugged forested terrain of the Swedish heartland or the dense urban environments of the Baltic coast. The true breakthrough of the M4 lies in its integration with digital fire control systems, such as the FCD 558. This device transforms the recoilless rifle into a precision instrument. It communicates directly with the ammunition, allowing the gunner to program rounds for specific effects. For instance, the high-explosive 448 round can be programmed to detonate exactly above a trench or behind a wall, a feature known as airburst capability. This has proven essential for neutralizing the rising threat of small, low-flying drones and dispersed infantry units that have come to characterize the battlefields of the mid-2020s. The international success of the Carl Gustaf M4 further bolsters the Swedish industrial reputation. In November 2025, Denmark signed a contract valued at 510 million Swedish krona for M4 launchers and specialized ammunition, with deliveries scheduled to continue through 2028. Similar orders from Lithuania, Canada, and Australia highlight a global trend. The world's most advanced militaries are increasingly looking to Sweden for infantry-level firepower. For the residents of cities like Karlskoga and Linköping, where these systems are designed and manufactured, this export success translates into thousands of high-skilled jobs and a thriving local economy. It reinforces the idea that Swedish prosperity and Swedish security are inextricably linked. The economic impact of the defense sector extends far beyond infantry weapons. The recent announcement in January 2026 that France has selected Saab's GlobalEye airborne early warning system in a deal worth 12.3 billion Swedish krona is a watershed moment. It signifies that Swedish technology is now being chosen over competitors from larger powers like the United States. This GlobalEye capability provides a brain in the sky that coordinates the very infantry units carrying NLAWs and Carl Gustafs on the ground. It creates a network defense ecosystem where every sensor and every shooter is connected. As Sweden fully integrates into the NATO command structure in 2026, its role as a security provider rather than just a security consumer has become clear. The nation's geography, dominated by the strategically vital island of Gotland and the narrow waters of the Baltic Sea, requires a specific type of military power, one that is mobile, lethal, and sustainable. The Swedish approach to defense does not rely on massive, slow-moving divisions, but on high-tech, decentralized units that can strike with precision and disappear into the landscape. The record defense budget of 2026, which includes an 18% increase over the previous year, is a reflection of this new reality. The government has committed an additional 26.6 billion Swedish krona to strengthen the nation's military capability. This funding supports not only the procurement of hardware like the NLAW and Carl Gustaf, but also the research and development of the next generation of combat systems. A newly established Defense Innovation Unit, funded with an initial 6 million Swedish krona, aims to ensure that Sweden stays ahead of the curve in areas like artificial intelligence, electronic warfare, and underwater surveillance. Ultimately, the story of Swedish weaponry is a story of national identity. It is the narrative of a society that values independence, precision, and the protection of democratic values. When a Swedish soldier carries a Carl Gustaf M4 into a training exercise in the Arctic Circle, or when a foreign partner chooses a Swedish missile system to defend their own borders. It is a testament to a legacy of excellence that has spanned nearly a century. In 2026, the giant killer philosophy remains more relevant than ever. By empowering the individual soldier with the world's most advanced technology, Sweden ensures that its voice remains influential and its territory remains secure in an increasingly complex global arena. The NLAW and the Carl Gustaf are not just weapons, they are the guardians of a peaceful and sovereign future.